The function buttons on the front part of the machine are invaluable, but as soon as you learn how to use them, they'll be right at your fingertips. First off, we'll start up in the top corner where it talks about speed. What you can do is reduce the speed of the machine down. It will change over here on the screen. There's a little place where the speed will be reduced. So you've kind of got a third, 2/3, and full speed. You also have a start-stop button. This button will allow the machine to sew without you having to step on the foot control. So if I go ahead and push it, the foot will start stitching and take off. Because I have it on a fast speed, it will go a lot faster. But if I was to reduce the speed and start, here's that kind of third speed. And then I can push stop or the same button, the start stop button, and that will stop for me. I've got it set so the needle stops down. That's when the light is in the lower part here. So that means that the foot comes up into a pivot position, which I absolutely love. Let me put the speed back to full speed there. Now, another thing that we have here is a stop button. Now, the stop button's great when you're working with a decorative stitch, like a heart up here, and then you want it to finish the heart. You don't want it to stop in the middle of the heart. You touch stop and it takes it to the end of the pattern. Let me actually pull up one of those designs so we can actually see it work here. I'm going to pick stitch number 30. So I'm sewing along, I'm sewing a row of hearts and it's doing it. So if I just push stop, what it'll do is finish the heart it's on, lock, and stop sewing for me. And I actually still have my foot on the foot control. So I'll bring the needle up and raise the presser foot up. And now we have the design that we are sewing stitched right to the end of the pattern. Very nicely done. Next, let's talk about the sensor foot up. So here, as we push it, notice the foot will go up a little higher, which I love. So if I've got a little extra thickness of fabric to put underneath, it will give me more room. I can touch the foot down button here and it will go all the way to the fabric, but if I push it again, it pops up about 1/8 of an inch. So I can move the fabric side to side and get it to be exactly where I want it to be. Then as soon as I step on the foot control, the foot will go back down to the fabric and start my stitch. Now we also have the fix button. I'm going to go back to a straight stitch. Now as soon as I pick a stitch, the fix button turns on. The light is always on. So that means it's going to start off with a couple locking stitches. Now if you like those locking stitches to start at the beginning of your project, you might like it to stop at the end of the line of sewing. As soon as you push stop, it will go ahead and stop and lock. It does one other thing. It reselects the fix button to start again at your next place. So if I slide down here, fix button is already on, and then we can go ahead and start again. Once again, if I push stop, it will finish the stitch, lock it, and stop for me. Now the fix button is nice because it's an on-demand locking stitch. So at any time that I want to just have it lock, I can go ahead and touch it. Now here's the thing. There's two ways to use it. If I am not sewing and I touch the fix button, it will lock immediately, but it will take off. It'll take off down my row of stitching. So if I actually want it to stop for me, either push stop or push fix while you're actually in motion. So that is a great way to have it lock and stop. Your foot's still on the foot control, lift it up when you're done, and bring up your foot when you're ready to pull your fabric out. Now something else that I've been using, and it's kind of hard to see, is that when I'm using the foot control, I can actually have it take a half a stitch. If I just tap the foot, it will lower the foot to the fabric, but not take a stitch. As soon as I start sewing, it will stop with either the needle up or the needle down, depending on how I have it set. So if I stop with the needle down, which a lot of times I like because then I can pivot, I can go to where I need to be. But as soon as I'm done, if I go ahead and take a half a stitch by tapping the top of the foot control, so I'm using just my toes at the top. It puts the foot down and brings the needle up. And I don't have to come up here and push this button because then that would change it and then I'd probably want to change it back. So just a quick tap of the toe. Now if you're a little heavy on the toe and you're taking a half, like a stitch and a half, just have to get a little bit quicker. But that way it eliminates you from having to turn the hand wheel on the side of the machine. And then the needle's always at the highest position, your take-up lever is always at the highest place, your needle threader is always aligned up for the eye of the needle, everything's aligned, and then you rarely have to do anything except put your fabric in and take your fabric out. So play with these function buttons, get used to them and get used to their abilities, and then that way you will be able to use them to their fullest capability.